What?
Your grace seems right at home in the saddle.
She kind of flipped you back here.
Yes, slow now.
Just round the corner.
Hurry.
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too.
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
And thunderous speed with lances we strike.
On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish. While I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Golden fish. Unicorn horn?
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust. It runs around over there, look.
Golden fish. Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it. The golden fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it. We've no time to lose.
One thing though. Oh, I could equip that sword. Oh, that's 35, 37. Seven to 85. I pretty this one though. It's just because why not? I kinda wanna keep it fresh, if you will. Is there a stash? Oh, where's this go? So I will put it all the way out there. Okay. Fast travel on when I play what is it? Should I go to the barbers again? Sure, why not? Drop stuff here off first. Okay. I'll go to my house first, so. Oh, great. Isn't this where the frickin' the frickin' group of people died? Cool. I live in a frickin' cellar. Or is this not the place? I'm guessing that's not the place. This is not the place. So, but at least I got some cool stuff out of it. Oh,
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Fawlty. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Major Domo of Corvo Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands. Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair, and about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, his fortune struck, and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Um,
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill. Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path. The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days. Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda. Monsieur Bolius, his wife Nina, kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna, next time I stream, I'm gonna freaking play Uncharted 3 instead of this game. Because I didn't know that
This
was the
served as an
ending
additional
to
wine cellar
Hearts
in
of
years
Stone.
of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work, and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
It's like I know I didn't have to do this,
As
but
you can see, the
oh
facade
well.
is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion,
Oh,
why not
that's
start
cool.
with a
You could
general
spruce the
renovation?
place now.
I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
$5,000? No. Oh no. For
Need to think it over some.
5,000,
I understand,
screw
of course.
that.
As the venerable Lady Eve Knibli would so quaintly put it, the rash oft contract rashes.
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh, yes.
If it was
we
only
certainly should.
500, I would
The
do
way
it
I see
honestly.
things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
Y'all need an armor.
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompelli once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yeruga. I will contact him at once.
1,000.
Good.
Yeah.
Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Then send out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Starting to get into this whole renovating thing.
I agree. Yet
Oh shoot.
Know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration
Oh
today.
well.
But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Starting to really like this.
As you wish, sir.
You know
Thinking
what?
about the outer
I'm
walls.
gonna
Maybe a fresh coat of
look
paint or some
on it.
patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate
It's
collector.
like now I'm kinda
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state. Is there anything else you require, sir?
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
no only 4,000 whatever. Oh no, meditation character. Okay. Hmm.
How might I be of service, sir?
Ever play Gwent, BB?
Funny you should ask, sir. I was quite adept in my younger years, but that was so long ago. I fear I've limited my interest to collecting now. Managed to assemble quite the set of decks.
Huh, sounds interesting. Mind showing me what you got?
Not at all, sir, but only in action. A round or two, perhaps?
May the best man win.
Do you wish to play against any particular faction, sir?
Play as the Northern Realms, will you?
As you wish. Would you prefer I use my strongest deck or a weaker one?
As you guys feel.
Weakest. You mind?
At your service, sir. Well then, let us play.
Okay.
This time I won. Would you be interested in a rematch, sir?
May the best man win.
Sure.
Do you wish to play
Let's
against
do
any
one
particular
for
faction?
match.
Play as the Northern Realms, will you?
As you...
Weakest.
Oh. Really? Jeez.
This time I won.
Maybe later. Got some.
As you wish, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, waiting for it. No. Jesus. I forgot this is so slow. I'm doing this. $15. I wish you could transfer more than one thing at a time. Yeah, you know what? I'll do all this myself. Like, so I'm not here freaking doing this forever. Sort of thing. Okay. I'm gonna do that when I side over there. I am doing
Rather be eagle than a quail. Yes,
Let's see. No.
be an eagle than a quail. Yes, I should, if I only could.
Oh, there's one.
Go up to any knight and shout, "The beast!"
I've lots to do before it gets
Good drops of pain. And lo and behold, is he better?
Giddy up.
Blind, are you?
Take it easy.
Is it far? No.
All is in order.
No. There's probably gonna be a lot more side quests and a few more.
Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
Here. And thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
Dearest.
I suspect weighty affairs, rather than merely the wine festival, have drawn you to Toussaint. Perhaps you'll find time to probe a certain matter in spite of this. I recently came across the mention of one Professor Moreau, a scholar in Beauclair, who conducted research into Witcher mutations. Though the details are rather murky, as is the location of the scholar's laboratory, his journal could contain more information. It lies buried with him in his tomb. I enclose a map I found in the book I happened upon. Though less than completely legible, I trust it will prove useful nonetheless. I felt this matter could prove of some importance to you, thus I dispatched this letter without delay. Whatever you decide, please take exceedingly good care of yourself. Your Yen.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into. Nice tune.
The guard brings peace to our domain. Flout its writ and rot in chains.
Nox a la vie.
Damnation.
Might be worth looking into. It's an escort. Not something I do often, but might be worth investigating.
Okay. Um, it's not far. Um, yeah, there's a few trophies in Uncharted 3 I still want to get. Mostly just weapon trophies, but still. Oh, and survive, kill 40 people in a row without dying. Yeah, 75. I think it's 75 anyways. And, oh, it's like, how do you get in? Here we go.
Greetings, brave hero. I am Raphael de Serman, and I am the Ducal Camarlengo.
I'm Geralt. So what is it you do here?
I pay the knight's errand.
For what?
Our knights wander the roads, protecting Toussaint from bandits and monsters. It is fitting and just that they be recompensed appropriately for these toils. Note, sir, that should you successfully smash a Hans, save a brother knight from peril, or extract a captured merchant from the hands of cutthroats, come see me. You shall be rewarded.
These things.
Can't help but be curious. But where do the funds for those payments come from?
The ducal treasury, of course. Her illustrious Highness Anna Henrietta assigns great value to bravery and selfless patriotism. It is her standing order that any knight may receive a wage, pardon me, financial compensation for his dedication to defending the duchy's internal security and order.
Wouldn't happen to play Gwent, would you?
Greetings, Knight.
I'll try it one more time. Jesus.
Wouldn't happen to play Gwent.
I'm feeling this because there's so many of those stupid little guys. The one point is if we both tie, I get the freaking. Okay, that sucks. I didn't know that. More of the snow, though. One more time, man.
Greetings, Knight.
Freaking,
Wouldn't mind a glance at your books. Ones you're willing to sell, that is. Wouldn't happen to play Gwent, would you?
Get rid of these freaking what? you can tired of this one. Or you have to have at least some bad cards. I guess. Oh, that's just close. I was kinda confused, like